My name is Elliot Mazer. I'm actually a photographer based here in New York. I am not certainly a chef, not even a cook, but I am fascinated with making the French omelet. Here are some sliced almonds, a mixture of sliced pineapples with a tablespoon of Amaretto marinating nicely as a garnish. Our first challenge will be cracking the egg without getting any of the fragments into the egg. Here we have the egg clacker. As the great Jacques Pepin says, we do not want to get some of the egg fragments into the egg because, after all, the egg did pass through the cloaca of the hen, and we'd rather not have any of that contamination in our beautiful omelet. So all you do is, crack it open. And it makes such a beautiful form. You could put seedlings in here, planted in your garden. The calcium makes excellent fertilizer. Respect the egg. Oh, what a marvelous little hat this has. You can fill it with stuffing and serve your guests in this elegant container. I like to mix the egg yolk with the egg whites very thoroughly, so an electric mixer comes in quite handy. Okay, we see here the spiral bands that actually hold the yolk in the center, one on top and one on the bottom. And it's not something we necessarily want mixed in with our beautiful omelet. We're going to cut our butter, and this way we know exactly how much butter to put in our pan. And we just want to coat our pan with the egg, so with the butter, so that we don't burn the bottom of the egg. We don't have to make it sizzle or anything. We just want to protect the bottom of our omelet. Paint it with that butter, making sure the walls of the pan are also covered. When we get that mirrory surface, we know we're going to have good results. It's still important to strain our mixture. Now, my philosophy is let it rest in peace. Let the transformation happen naturally. All I do is occasionally shift the pan around because the burner usually is hotter on one side than on the other. So back to our eggs. We are constantly testing it so that the sides, and see how it's congealing on the edges. Like I say, with a small flame, you have the maximum control, because sometimes the omelet will get away from you and become too hard. We're in no rush to get this done. unless you're a chef in charge of a huge restaurant. This is solely for our pleasure. Well, now's the time to sprinkle in some of this divine mixture. Oops. Mix it up. Oops. What we could do is actually move the omelet around, always making sure the bottom is not getting burnt. We're getting very close. Now, I lack the great Chef Pepin's ability with his wrist. Sort of reminds me of Mickey Mantle hitting a home run. I find I've got to do it a little more carefully, lifting up an edge with a spatula, flipping it over. And here we have that golden yellow and none of that unsightly burn. And we do this again, flip it over. We're doing well. And we get onto the last third and flip that over and try to glue it down. There we go. And flip it. Now we might take a paper towel, mold the edges a bit, some Himalayan pink salt, and some peppercorns ground in a pepper grinder. We cut it open. And as you can see, squishy on the inside. Of course, Chef Pepin calls it bavous, but this Bronx boy just calls it squishy, and that's going to be good enough. I'd like to introduce the spork, which is a combination fork, knife, and spoon. What happens frequently with a fork, it's quite blunt over here, and what happens sometimes is it doesn't really makes a mess, whereas with our little knife here, we have no trouble. The liqueur adds another layer of flavor, suffusing the pure egg. Let's try some of the sliced almonds. Once again, a little texture. I love almonds. I love almond covered ice cream. Very, very good. Now, last but not least, what perfume. Pineapples. Just spread some garnish on. Now that will wake you up in the morning. Experiment instead of the pineapple. You can experiment with red strawberries. The red and the yellow go nicely together, as well as some of your favorite fruit, and also different liqueurs. please let me know your experiences. If you like this video, please press the subscribe and like button. If you'd like to support the channel, please look at my photography website, where I have art prints for sale, as well as wonderful images for t-shirts, other clothes. If you would like to share, I would love to hear your experiences, your first experiences with omelets, or the person that taught you how to make an omelet. I wish you best of luck in your search for the perfect French omelet. Bye-bye.